What's going on, family? I am very excited to get into another request today this time from our good friend Steve, to get into another song from Bloodywood. And today his request was for us to check out the song Yaad. Pretty much everything that I have heard from this band has been very moving and very emotional in terms of the overall messaging that they put in their music. So I'm really excited to just check out another song from them, and I'm sure we're probably going to get into something that is very emotional and moving at the same time.
As long as we were together, for the past and the past lost, but it made me better. Had to feel love to feel lost. Yeah, I feel that now more than ever. You're never gonna be lost. Your fire burns beneath the frost, an empire built between my thoughts, crisscrossed across the line that can't be crossed. A million memories in this melody singing to me. Smile, this is the way it's meant to be.
Okay. I feel like I took forever to took forever to pause. I feel like I couldn't find a good moment to pause. One, I feel like the sound was way low in my ears, and I couldn't figure out why. And so I can't tell if it's just the song, but I have it as loud as I think I can have it, but I could still hear everything that was going on. I just feel like it wasn't as loud, so it was kind of distracting me initially. But then I got really sucked into overall to the music video and just the song in general, where I was wow, this is definitely my favorite one that I've heard from them thus far. This one I feel is connected with me pretty quickly, where right off the bat, I'm really loving the sound of this one. I really liked the rapper part in the beginning, that first verse. I really thought that his flow was dope. I feel it was probably one of the best ones that I've heard him do so far. I really liked the way that he there was that one part, I can't remember what the lyrics were, but the way that he had rhymed them together, I was oh, that shit was fire. But everything was it's not necessarily going for the fire effect. It's more or less going for the message effect. But I was it was fire though at the same time. But the shots of everything in the music video, man, I don't know where they're at in the world, but man, they always they find these really beautiful spots to just take these videos, where it's almost a little bit distracting, where I'm just wow, where in the world are they, where it's just so gorgeous, whether it's they're by streams or something, where they're on the top of these mountains and stuff, it's just really beautiful. So it adds so much element to the overall messaging of the song, I think, in that way, where it's it's meant to be kind of uplifting and powerful that way. And I feel they always are able to kind of help deliver that with the messaging. So when they transfer to the singer, his part is fantastic. It's really great. I love the fact that like they like sing more like in like their native tongue, and I think like in the way that they incorporate like that mixture of that, you know, the Indian folk metal, whatever, like kind of like blend they consider themselves to be, where like it does have like that blend of like different kinds of sounds together, like really in the coolest ways.
As a gift, not your leaving as a curse, and even though it hurts, it makes me feel like I'm one with the universe, steady and more than ready to ride. You're the angel and my guide, a part of the spark and the power inside. So I go attack and I'm gone, little look back for a bit, but I'm still moving on to a story and a canvas yet to be drawn of a child of the night. But I fight for the dawn, on and on in the way, singing we may be gone, but what we have will always stay.
Homeboy's musicianship is like mad dope. Like the fact that he plays like that flute, and like I know it's probably not, it's more something different than like just called a flute, but like even like the guitar riffs that he plays are sick. Like the way like the metal sound that they incorporate, I feel like is always pretty fire. Like the drum patterns and like the grooves like that they add, like overall really all the like the sounds of like the more metal influence, I feel like they incorporate really dope. And like, you know, we get to see him like even just kind of playing around with like, you know, just that next level guitar shit, like guitar like playing skills, you know what I mean?
Said I would love you forever, and you thought it would only last as long as we were together. Do you remember when I said I would love you forever, and you thought it would only last as long as we were together? Which one would die? Our bodies are gonna let me do what's needed. How to talk to me, how to talk to me, how to kind of get hard.
That riff that they're playing is like perfect for this.
Hi guys, this is.
No, I'm gonna check double check with Steve why I think for a second. But Steve, do I need to like watch the rest of this video? I'm gonna get my thoughts kind of like on the song, like why you. Let me know if I need to finish out the video. I think that again, like with that, like I was saying, like with that riff, I feel like a lot of times like that is kind of like some of like the cool things about like the art of music is like, you know, the music itself is what's kind of like packing the punch itself. And I feel like the overall like the lyrical storytelling I feel like is like comes together like with that high sounding like riff. I don't even know what you would call it, kind of like an open chord. Like, I don't even know. I'm not going to get like too technical because I'm not that much of a guitar player, but like how I equate it in my brain. I feel like it packed all the emotion like from the song like into that. I like the fact that like I don't know, maybe he's about to explain it on here. And Steve says continue to watch it, so yeah, I will. So before I give my thought on that, I'll see what Homeboy has to say because it might just defeat the whole purpose of what I was going to say.
Karan, I want to thank you for watching this video. Yaad, which is Hindi for in memory or remember, is a song about overcoming the loss of a loved one. As a dog owner or a pet owner, it's a certainty that at some point of time in your life, you will be faced with the loss of your pet. Along with that loss is accompanied a lot of emotional trauma, but also a huge sense of guilt, where you'll find yourself asking whether you did the right thing, whether what you did was enough, whether you could have done something differently. And if you're going through something like this, through this song, we want to let you know that even though there's a void that they leave behind when they go, they also leave you with a gift. That very rare, exceptional gift is knowing and experiencing unconditional love and forgiveness. And we want to tell you that the only way to honor their time in our lives is by imbibing those values within you and giving back as much as you can. Okay, now don't skip this video. There's something really important I want to talk to you about. India has a huge homeless animals population. Literally everywhere you look, you'll find homeless dogs on every street and every corner. They end up suffering road accidents, extreme starvation, diseases, and unfortunately a lot of human brutality. There's not much that's been done in terms of animal welfare, so it's up to us to do as much as we can. Now amongst us live heroes who really champion this purpose. They're basically not-for-profit, non-government organizations that are run by animal lovers. And one of those organizations is the Posh Foundation, where we are at today. Posh Foundation deals with rescue, rehabilitation, adoption and animal birth control of these homeless animals. Very recently, the van that they used to rescue these animals broke down due to overuse and became completely unusable. So from the money that we made on Raj Against the Machine tour last year and through Patreon, we funded this new van to the Posh Foundation. Now this van, which they'll be using as their new ambulance, will take a total of 10 to 15 calls each day. And it's going to run for at least 5 years. So that's a total of 27,000 animals potentially saved. That's a huge number. It's by far the purchase that we're most proud of. We want to thank our patrons for sticking around with us and making it possible for us to do this. And that's it from us. If you like the video, if you like what we do, please share this video. It really helps us go a long way. And if you really want to support us, the best way to do that would be through Patreon. You can head over to patreon.com and donate any monthly amount that you see fit. And join the amazing family that makes all of this possible. So we'll see you very soon with the upcoming documentary and the next song. Until next time, we love you all. Thanks once again for watching till the end of the video. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's not even the end of the video.
We're behind the scenes.
Okay, that's like Patreon like exclusive stuff. So yeah, we can get off of that per se. Yeah, so he didn't necessarily say that this was necessarily about the loss of a pet per se, but there was a lot of like it could be, if that makes any sense. But obviously, if you've ever it could obviously, like, if you've lost a loved one, and I think that everybody kind of has at some point in their life, like it's a major part of life. So if you haven't lost anybody in your life, then you must be very, very young still, and you're probably not listening right now. But yeah, so the obviously, like, my mind was a lot of times going into this with this song, like, was going more about like people versus kind of like pets and stuff like that. But obviously there has been requests that I've gotten on my channel to react to something that somebody has told me, like, that song reminds them of their pet that they recently have lost. And that is one of the things that I think is also beautiful and powerful, is the fact that, like, it can mean whatever it means to that person. You know what I mean? Where this song is going to make me think about one person, then it might not make me think about another person. Or like the next song might make me think about that pet that I lost. You know what I mean? Where even though like that's like what might have been like on his heart and mind when he wrote this, doesn't mean that when you listen to it, that it doesn't mean that you have that you are going to think about your pet per se. You know what I mean? So it's cool that, that I think that like this particular video was kind of like just even showing that side of like, you know, that might have been like what they were having in their heart and mind when they wrote it. And a lot of times, like, you know, you don't get to hear like those kind of things behind like the thought process behind it from an artist, unless you hear it like in a random interview or something, or they get asked that direct question. But a lot of times, like, would you really want to share that much of that personal information like with people? You know what I mean? Like, you know, like who did you specifically write it about? Like, you know, like would you even want to say that and put it out in there in the world if you had to answer that question? You know what I mean? So I think that artists are already very vulnerable that way. So like I think that's one thing that's cool, really cool about this band is the fact that like they have these extra video, like these longer videos where they have like a message behind it, and like they're like the things that they're doing behind the scenes, like what you guys are supporting their Patreon. Not only are they trying to make music that I think that like is supposed to be for like healing purposes, I guess is probably the easiest way to put it, which is like obviously a great like message to have kind of behind a band. So that's very cool. It seems like everything about what they're doing is everything to be commendable. Like it's just really cool that they're involved with so many different like organizations and charities the way that they are. So it's just really cool, and like I think that's what the idea of art was always supposed to be, is something like what these guys are doing. So thank you guys, so Steve specifically, so much for this request. I think that's all I got for this video. Be kind to a stranger, tell somebody that you love them, and if you have not joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room for you.